those redshirted transfers years at this place to change their game dramatically. Elijah Johnson behind the back. He's got a chance for an and one. Elijah Johnson.
The beautiful move from behind. The strength to finish through contact. You can electrify this crowd. One of the best environments in the country.
They could go right back to 16 with a made free throw. People talk about Tyshawn Taylor. Elijah Johnson. Kansas year might very well go with he and Jeff Withey. They can elevate their game because they're going to get tons of minutes. Ware with his second deep three of the half.
Long Beach State has done its part to try to fight its way back in. You mentioned they had it down to 10 for about 5 seconds. They need to try to finish off strong and have some confidence going in the locker room.
Within a foul on Long Beach State. Eugene Phelps called for the foul. ESPNU's coverage of the Men's College Cup begins on Friday at 6 Eastern. Charlotte meets Creighton in the first semifinal. Then at 8:30 Eastern, UCLA faces #1 seeded North Carolina in the second semifinal. The NCAA Men's College Cup presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car on ESPNU Friday.
Bruins with a rich tradition in college soccer. North Carolina on the women's side, more national championships than any women's soccer program in history. And the men's program trying to add one this year, and they've had a great season.
Withey misses the front end of a 1-and-1. Long Beach wastes no time coming back to the other end. Nine-second differential, shot clock, game clock. Tyshawn Taylor cups one in off the glass. That's his first point, Sean.
Very quiet first half from him, but guess what? You haven't needed much out of him as he grimaces on the way back.
A great first half for Kansas. Specifically, Thomas Robinson has put on a show. Ware to end the half. What he did to Pitt all night long.
Thomas Robinson has done it all. 8 for 8. 18 points, 6 rebounds for him, and he has been the catalyst for the success for the Jayhawks.
Halftime here in Lawrence. Kansas putting up half 100, leading 51-39. Now let's go to the studio.
All right, thank you, SportsCenter U. Halftime report with Dino Gaudio and Ish Schroff. Texas taking on Texas Arlington. First half, time winding down on the shot clock. That's Sheldon McLennan, the 3. Longhorns up by 5. Second half, watch Julian Lewis.
Great penetration, great kick out for the 3.
Texas up by 11, 7:04 to play in the second half. Game you're watching, Kansas. They didn't take Long Beach State lightly. We saw what Long Beach State did to Pittsburgh. Thomas Robinson, 18 points, perfect from the field in that first half. But then also the play of a kid who was not supposed to start, but getting the chance to play.
Teahan has been outstanding from behind the three-point line. He really got him off early in this game, as we're going to see here. They find him against the Long Beach State zone. Second 3 from the corner. They've done a great job, Kansas, of reversing the ball from one side of the floor to the other, finding Teahan against the zone. The kid has a quick release, good lift on his jump shot. And then, of course, the other big fella, Thomas Robinson, has really done a great job. A lot of his buckets, Anish, have been mostly face-up 12, 15-foot jump shots. These guys have 30 of their 51.
Now, Connor Teahan getting the start after Tyshawn Taylor tweaked his knee, making the most of that opportunity. Don't think Taylor's got to worry about being Wally Pipp, though, at least not just yet. Connor's got a long way to go. North Carolina taking on Evansville earlier tonight. First of 9 straight home games. For the Heels, there's Spike Lee making a trip to Tobacco Road. Carolina 60% from the field in the first half. Harrison Barnes, 17 points in 22 minutes. Helps to get lucky. End of the half, Kendall Marshall.
Carolina, give them credit. You show respect for a team when you prepare well for them and you play hard against them, and that's exactly what North Carolina did. A lot of points off of turnovers and a lot of interior baskets. They went inside a lot tonight as well.
So Tyler Zeller with 12, Reggie Bullock with 15, 21 straight home wins for North Carolina. Well, the Big East is heading west. It's not so much a manifest destiny, but more an attempt to salvage the league and keep its automatic qualifier to a BCS Bowl. The Big East plans to add 5 schools: Boise State, San Diego State, Houston, SMU, and Central Florida. An announcement could come as soon as tomorrow. The Big East also reportedly pursuing Navy and Air Force. Now, you got to remember, Syracuse and Pittsburgh announced their intention to jump to the ACC. West Virginia plans on joining the Big 12. Now, Boise State and San Diego State, they would be football-only members. With those 2 and the other 3, the Big East would have at least 10 schools for 2013. If Navy and Air Force join, now there's the possibility of 12 teams and the chance to stage a conference championship game. We now bring in ESPN's college basketball insider, Andy Katz. And Andy, what drove this? What made this happen?
Well, on the surface, everyone thought it was for the automatic qualification, and certainly that's a big thing. But Boise and San Diego State, the 2 schools that are going into football only, they understand that there's no guarantee that the AQ is going to be there, regardless of what the Big East says. Certainly, the bowl championship system, may change next spring for the foreseeable future. The big thing that's driving this is television dollars. Neither school has been happy with their Mountain West Conference contract with the Mountain. The exposure has been a big issue. As you know, Boise was on ESPN Family Networks a ton of times to sort of help them rise their program. They're anticipating getting a ton more dollars from a Big East contract whenever that is renegotiated, whether that's with us, whether it's with NBC or whoever gets it, that would be a bigger deal for those schools financially, more so than it would be for the AQ.
Andy, quickly, what's the impact here for basketball in the Big East?
It takes a significant hit. There's no question about it. You're replacing Pittsburgh, Syracuse, and West Virginia with Houston, SMU, and Central Florida. It will go down. Now, if they were to add Temple, maybe down the road Memphis for all sports, that would help ease the pain. The bottom line is Big East basketball is taking a significant hit, and it may get further down if Louisville ever went to the Big 12 or UConn and Notre Dame to the ACC.
ESPN's college basketball insider Andy Katz with the latest on Big East expansion. Well, for now, Syracuse still a member of the Big East, not ACC bound just yet. The Orange home for Marshall, Jim Boeheim and company, looking to start 9-0 for the 4th straight year. How big has Dion Waiters been off the bench?
He's been outstanding for Syracuse. This was a really close game, as we know. Syracuse outscored Marshall by 8 at the free throw line in what was a 6-point game. This is a good Marshall team.
Fab Melo had 4 blocks. He's been much better this season. Chris Joseph had 11. You saw Waiters earlier. He led the Orange with 15. The Cuse now 9-0. They knock off Marshall by 6. Around campus, Onondaga County District Attorney Bill Fitzpatrick has scheduled a Wednesday morning news conference. He's expected to address the ongoing investigation into former Syracuse assistant coach Bernie Fine. A 19-year-old man has filed a complaint with state police alleging he was sexually abused by Jerry Sandusky on the Penn State campus in 2004, and UCLA junior Reeves Nelson has been suspended indefinitely. It's the 2nd time this season for, quote, conduct unbecoming of a member of the team. Thomas the Train, more like a locomotive. Thomas Robinson, 18 points to pace Kansas. They lead by 12 at the half.
How can power consumption in China impact wool exports from New Zealand, textile production in Spain, and the use of medical technology in the U.S.? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason over 75% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing.
Infiniti limited engagement winter event. Right now, lease an Infiniti G sedan for only $299 a month.
So you've always wanted to... The world's worst sitter.
Noah.
This is Padula. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Get over. Bring it in for a hug, man.
Just met his match.
Noah. That's a super hot name.
It's actually biblical.
The Bible's a hot book.
What?
The Sitter, rated R.
I'm gonna grab some more munchies. Be back in a sec. Cool.
What's up, Clay Matthews? You want a piece of me?
This ain't over, punk! Whoa, I see you met my Clay Matthews fathead.
Real big fathead. Get yours at fathead.com.
Mom, the phone's ringing.
Noah, please get the phone.
Mingling with the stars this evening.
Mom, the phone's ringing. Do you hear it?
The world's worst sitter. I'll destroy you. Just met his match.
You know this ain't no place for no kids.
This place a bottle service?
You don't even know what that is.
The Sitter, rated R.
Guardione Schroff, Sports Center U halftime report. Villanova, Missouri, Jimmy V Classic at Madison Square Garden. Watch Marcus Denman there for the putback. Mizzou up 42-29. Denman terrific from the outside in this game, though.
He really was. And then Villanova had cut this game to 6 points. And then the 5'7" Phil Pressey, we're going to see him get the steal. And like I said, 5'7", he gets the dunk.
Got a little Spud Webb in him. Denman at 28, 6 threes. Mizzou off to its best start since the 06-07 season. Already the third loss of the year for Villanova. Memphis taking on Miami. Conference USA meets the ACC. First half, Chris Crawford, Will Barton. Now John Calipari, it's weird. There's familiarity with this team now. Guys aren't just leaving.
Nah, they're staying, and there's good guard play in this game in East, but none better than Memphis's Barton, who has 14 first-half points.
Barton in the lane. Look at the sapling amongst the sequoias. Tigers up by 4 at that point, and then final seconds of the first half, Memphis nursing a 1-point lead. Tariq Black, oh, the swat. Tigers take that 1-point lead into the locker room. UW taking on Marquette, also part of the Jimmy V Classic at Madison Square Garden. Loose ball, who's got it? Tony Roden, finally using the left hand off the window. Huskies up by 6 at that point, now leading by 4. Pittsburgh, a big winner over VMI. Minnesota knocks off App State, and Northern Iowa leading Iowa with less than 2 minutes to play there. I am born, Connor Tehan. First start of his career for Kansas. He's got 12 points. And what do you know? Kansas up by 12.
This NFL season, get double coverage at Papa John's. For just $11, get our new double-layered premium pepperoni pizza, loaded with a layer of our signature pepperoni, plus a layer of oversized deli-style pepperoni. Only $11 for a large, plus get double points all weekend and earn free pizza fast with Papa Rewards, only at papajohns.com. Sign up now.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Official pizza sponsor of the NFL.
You pop them, you dip them, decorate them, and devour them. They're Bake Pops, the new scrumptious cake on a pop stick you can take. And now everyone can make them fast and easy with the amazing new Bake Pop Pan.
I love Baked Pops. We made delicious double chocolate, strawberry cream, and I even added my favorite cookie crunch.
Watch how easy. Just fill with any cake mix, place on the custom lid, and pop it in the oven. Then, wow, you've got 18 perfect Bake Pops. The unique design and durable non-stick coating releases each one with ease, so you can decorate as you please. Create fun animals and make them come to life. Any holiday theme is such a breeze. You can even sweeten them up to look like ice cream cones. Bake Pops are moist, delicious treats that combine the sweet taste of cake on the convenience of a pop stick. So now everyone can grab and go. No forks, no plates, and no hassle.
I used to feel so guilty eating a whole slice of cake, but with Bake Pops, it's the perfect size.
Bake Pops are the newest sensation, guaranteed to impress your guests. Ideal for birthdays, showers, and anniversaries. Store-bought cakes are boring, and similar treats cost a fortune at the bakery. But you can get your Bake Pop Pan and decorating idea book for just $19.99. Call now and find out about free shipping. We'll also include 18 pop sticks for any celebration. This decorating squeeze bottle for fun finishing details. Plus 18 clear wraps and 18 ties to create the ultimate gift basket. Yours free. And check this out. We're going to make this deal pop by doubling the offer. Just pay separate processing. That way you can keep one for yourself and give one as a special gift. That's 2 Bake Pop pans and over 115 pieces. All yours for just $19.99. And remember, find out about free shipping.
Call 1-800-569-8831 to get Bake Pop. But hurry, we're giving away a bonus Bake Pop with your order. So call 1-800-569-8831 and find out about free shipping. That's 1-800-569-8831. Call now.
Long Beach State's Casper Ware, 3 of 4 from downtown, 11 points in the first half. The 49ers, though, have to come back from 12 down. The second half is next.
Burning out this useless telephone. Hair is gone. Cheap cologne. Motorhome. Rocket Man. Rocket Man. Burning out his fuse up here alone.
Burning out his fuse up here alone.
Crystal Clear Fender Premium Audio, one of many premium features available on the all-new Volkswagen Passat, the 2012 Motor Trend Car of the Year.
I'm serious. We compare our direct rates side by side to find you a great deal, even if it's not with us.
Oh, that's helpful.
Well, our company does that too. Actually, we invented that. It's like a sauna in here.
Helping you save even if it's not with us. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
No más pantalones.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
If you like video games, you need to be a member of GameFly.
Real gamers talk about why they love GameFly.
With the Resolve Multi-Tool, all the tools you need fit right in the palm of your hand. Would you rather carry all 17 of these tools or have this? The Resolve Multi-Tool. In one compact, durable handle, you've got 17 unique tools.
It's as easy to use as a screwdriver.
17 tools that fit in your glove box. How cool is that?
There's one in my kitchen drawer. It does everything.
There's 2 Phillips and 2 flathead screwdrivers, and all for hole punching, and a hex key that fits modular furniture. There's also a locking knife, a bottle opener, and a 1/4-inch arm for 8 of the most common sockets that work on metric and standard sizes. Call now and order the Resolve 17-in-1 multi-tool for only $19.99. It comes with a money-back guarantee. Resolve multi-tools are also available at your local Lowe's Home Improvement Centers. Shop today at a location near you. Having the right tool in the palm of your hand when you need it is priceless. Call now.
Get Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. The 13th ranked Jayhawks, a great first half. They lead the 49ers of Long Beach State 51-39. It's all part of Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. And welcome back to Lawrence, Kansas. Mitch Holthus along with Sean Farnham. Thomas Robinson, man, highlight tape, resume to be an All-American.
Well, no, he came out and he came out on fire. And this actually started 2 hours before tip when he tweeted, transitioning from fitting in to standing out. Well, Thomas Robinson, let me tell you, you stood out in the first half. You did absolutely everything correctly. 8 for 8 from the floor, 6 rebounds, 18 points. Just a great effort, great focus, and because of how much attention he garners, it's opened up a lot of the perimeter action for the Jayhawks as well. So it's not just the impact he's having on the game, which has been massive in the first half, but it's his ability to get the defense to focus on him and get his teammates involved as well.
Long Beach will have it first to start the second 20. Again, the 49ers were down by as many as 19. Just kind of keep hanging around. 3 way off, and a foul by by Tyshawn Taylor on a 3 by Larry Anderson.
Tyshawn Taylor gets the start here in the second half. And he fouls immediately.
So evidently the knee must be okay.
I think a lot of times too, once you fire up that knee and you get it moving, the last thing you want to do is really sit it down and allow it to maybe get a little stiff on you.
Larry Anderson good at the line, 81%. A senior from Long Beach.
Talking with the Long Beach State coaching staff. A couple of things that they're going to look to try to do differently. They're not going to double so much defensively on players outside of Thomas Robinson because they felt like they left too many perimeter scores wide open in that first half. But they felt offensively they did a lot of good things. They just didn't finish well enough around the rim. And look, you've weathered the storm. Kansas shot 60% in the first half from the floor. You got to assume they're not going to hit as many shots in the second half.
Elijah Johnson, they get Robinson underneath. They will double on him. 9 to shoot. Love it. The post, repost. I'm telling you, Sean. The kick out and they go right back to the reposted post play.
An excellent job orchestrating their offense on this possession, and they'll probably continue to shoot that high percentage. You see 59% from the field in the first half, 50% from behind the arc. They only missed one free throw. A very efficient first half for the Kansas Jayhawks. But you mentioned it, that post and repost, it is a simple action that is so often not executed in the college game.
Seeing it there, as Robinson makes his first miss of the game. He's 8 of 8 from the field, now 2 of 3 at the line. If players just learned how to do the post, repost to the relocated shooter or back to the post guy, you're either going to get a foul or a bucket. I'm telling you. Sounds simple. You just don't see it very often.
It takes patience and it takes poise to execute.
Blair off the counter cut. Withey, another block. That's 6 blocks for Jeff Withey. It is a career high for Jeff Withey. Taylor has tested his knee going down with it. Ware with the steal. Anderson attacks and scores in an and one, and all of a sudden, Long Beach is within 8 points.
They cut the lead down to 5 at Louisville twice late in the second half, and it starts with their defense for the 49ers. The great throw ahead, and then Elijah Johnson bailing on the potential charge. I mean, he just bailed out of it, allowed the foul to get called, and sends Anderson to the free throw line. And there's no quit in Long Beach State.
Closest the 49ers have been in about 15 minutes of game time. 3-point play, Larry Anderson.
And what this does, again, it allows them to set up their press that has been successful. They don't press this time, but they extend out their defense to the half-court line.
In the first half, when when Long Beach pressed, Kansas shot 36%. When they didn't press, Kansas shot 60%. Taylor turns the corner. Ware hits this, it's interesting. There's your single on the 7-footer, makes him pay.
Good footwork that time, staying on balance, good recognition, surveying the defense, seeing what they're giving you.
Forced shot that time by T.J. Robinson.
Back-to-back possessions where you've had seniors take ill-advised shots after cutting the lead down to under 10.
Tyshawn Taylor turns it over. He had those 11 turnovers in the game against Duke.
Well, see, and that's just a poor passing angle. Too much zip on the ball. Just take one dribble to your right, wraparound bounce pass. It's a simple basketball play.
In the 3 previous years prior to this one, Sean, he was 1.6 to 1 in assist to turnover. So it's not like it's been a chronic disease for him.
But it's gone in the opposite direction, in large part because of his 11 turnovers against the Blue Devils.
Robinson was going to kind of limp out of the game a little bit. Something happened to him.
And that's not a good sign. Looks like he might be cramping. He cramped a little bit yesterday at practice in his calves. In the latter stages, as I mentioned, not 100% coming into this game.
Another block by Withey, and he travels with it, but it goes as his 7th block.
Withey has been putting his thumbprint in the paint for the Kansas Jayhawks, and you see him stretching out Thomas Robinson. Gonna work out some of those cramps.
There's a foul on the ball. This is going to be Elijah Johnson, and Sean, that's his 3rd.
Long Beach State will not stop putting pressure on you. They're going to continue to attack. They're going to continue to try to put their will on this game.
Kansas is going to switch him up now. They got to put Tyshawn Taylor on Ware, and he goes right after him to the basket. Bill Self with the 3rd foul on Elijah Johnson. Switch players on Casper Ware, and this is offensive. And that's 4 fouls on Elijah Johnson, and we're at the 16:40 mark to go in the game.
You pick up a defensive foul at one end. Offensively, you've got to have an awareness. You initiate contact, a forearm in the chest. Elijah Johnson picks up his 4th personal foul and has to go to the bench.
And they're going to go with Travis Relaford. Kansas has had 4 turnovers in its last 5 possessions. We've not seen Nadir Tharp yet tonight either, the freshman from Brewster Academy. They decide to go with it, and this is an offensive foul, illegal screen. T.J. Robinson's got his 2nd foul.
Neither team right now executing with any level of proficiency here in the second half. Too many turnovers, too many sloppy plays, empty possessions.
Yourself usually good in this situation to get the set play. Taylor. It's off Long Beach. Kansas 11 underneath inbounds. Usually Bill Self. He's really good on underneath inbounds plays as well. Again, Kansas. Got a warning on the bench here. Bill Self has just been warned. I think Rick Crawford just issued the warning ticket. Relaford with the scoop off inside dribble.
Smooth move from the outside. Great composure on the drive.
Big bucket. Kansas needed to get back up by 11. Walk, Phelps.
Robinson sitting on the bench trying to get rehydrated. Elijah Johnson on the bench with 4 fouls. And it's an 11-point game. The Kansas Jayhawks here early in the second half.
Michigan State and Oklahoma State highlight a doubleheader tomorrow on ESPNU.
If you're intrigued by the hand-selected wood trim, the 38.5 inches of legroom, and the reclinable, heated Napa leather seats inside the Jeep Grand Cherokee, just wait until we tell you about the heated and ventilated front seats.
I'm a streaker. I'm 300 pounds, painted blue, and apart from the cleats, I'm completely naked.
Go State!
Oops. And if you've got 15-minute insurance, they might not pay for this. So get Allstate. You can save cash and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Shop less, get more. Make one call to an Allstate agent.
Mitch Holtis back along with Sean Farnham in Lawrence, Kansas. Kansas went to the Final Four in 1993. Now, the next year, Kansas was ranked #1 in the country. I guess that was the year they were ranked #1. That was the 1993 year in January. And Long Beach came here.
And Long Beach walked out with a win over then #1 Kansas. And I actually talked to Seth Greenberg, who was the head coach of Long Beach State at that time. And I said, Coach, what do you remember from that game in '93? He goes, look, I can go back and try to figure out how many points Lucius Harris had. He goes, but what I remember most is our trainer, Dan Bailey, who's now passed away. He goes, beforehand, I'm giving this great rah-rah speech, and I look in the corner of the locker room, and our trainer's reading a book. He goes, and then throughout the second half, every timeout, media timeout, I look at him and say, you think we're okay? And he goes, KU's got to run on him still. This is an Allen Fieldhouse. KU's got to run. Finally, with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left, he tapped Seth Greenberg on the shoulder and said, Coach, congratulations. You're going to win this one. And for whatever reason, Seth Greenberg, when he was talking to me, said that's the one thing that he truly remembers. But he also remembers, of course, the faces of those players when he recruited them, the promise to try to do something historic in the 49ers program. And they were able to do that when they came in here back in 1993.
And it wasn't a banked-in 3 at the buzzer. It was a 15-point win by the 49ers. There's another little bit of history between Kansas and Long Beach, which cost Kansas potentially a Final Four trip. Long Beach keeps making these runs, trying to get back in it. Kansas keeps answering.
Good defense right now by Kansas, keeping Long Beach State out on the perimeter.
Anderson bricks a 3. 48% this year from bonus distance. That one looked bad. Relaford with the around the basket. And a foul on Long Beach State. A reminder that tomorrow night we got a doubleheader on ESPNU as Michigan State, Tom Izzo's crew, will host Central Connecticut State. The Blue Devils have won 5 straight games. Then at 9 Eastern, I'll be in Springfield, Missouri. Oklahoma State will visit. Big 12 against the Missouri Valley Conference. Kyle Weems, last year's Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year, leading the Bears. ESPNU's the home of college hoops. Wednesday night, the action tips off at 7 Eastern. Want the other little bit of history? Kansas was ready to go to the Final Four in the mid-70s. Relaford goes to the basket. A guy named Leonard Gray was at Kansas. He was from Kansas City and left a big gap in Kansas program in 1974 by transferring to Long Beach State, and they were good. At Radliff, Roscoe Pondexter, Chuck Terry, they were outstanding. Jerry Tarkanian was the Long Beach State coach. The only team in their way was your alma mater. Fallon with it, he takes a shot to the face. It's something that group of seniors at Long Beach, the best since this group.
Well, you just see great execution with a great backdoor cut. Relaford wide open, finishes at the rim. Great pass by Withey. He's done a lot of things real nice today. Great shot blocking ability, making plays, passing the ball, efficiency in his shot. And he's going to go sit down. He took a really big shot. You see it right over, right in the face.
Withey sits down with just 2 fouls, a shot to the nose, 9 rebounds and 8 blocks.
More like a karate chop.
If they're taking a look at it at the monitor, they are. As Kansas is going to argue here. Potential flagrant foul here. That's what they're looking at.
Well, we will hear from this officiating crew, I guarantee you that. With their thought process on it. They're going to continue to take a look at it. The pull on the back of the jersey.
Yeah, that's the first action.
The second action, though, comes with the hand to the face. And what they'll assess here is whether there's a need to be a flagrant given.
Kansas leading by 13. Still a long way to go. Dan Munson wants an explanation. I don't think he likes what he's hearing.
There's a pull by the back of the jersey.
Robinson has his first, TJ Robinson has his first second half point. He had 17 in the first half. Oh, nothing official, man. Play on. Extra pass. Relaford has been big in the second half. Leaves that one way short. Ennis calls for the three and drains it. His first points of the night, Sean.
Well, he's been a guy that has been a nice surprise. The junior college transfer from Ventura Junior College finally getting a free look on the outside. He has not shot the ball well from the outside on the season. Just 26%.
Robinson gets it poked from behind.
The lead once again under 10. Long Beach State just hanging around in this game.
Well, you can tell they're a senior group and they've played a lot of big games, because I've seen some teams get hit with the right-left combo that Kansas has hit these guys with, and they've powered into the night. Not the 49ers. Robinson forces that one, an air ball. Long Beach. Robinson's first miss on a field goal attempt. And Phelps able to slither underneath for two. It's a 7-point game again. Timeout, Bill Self.
For everything for Long Beach State starts at the defensive end of the floor. And I know you can say that for a lot of teams, but this team in particular, when they can get a quick rebound, they immediately throw it up and they look to attack ahead, and that's why it's down to a 7-point lead.
21st Century Insurance here with proof that many of you are paying too much for your car insurance. These two cars have the same coverage, one through Allstate, the other through 21st Century. Both cars are covered, so both cars get the same repairs. Here's the difference, though. Drivers who switch from Allstate to 21st save an average of $516 a year for the same coverage. Aha, you say, but what if I don't have Allstate? Well, that's okay, because drivers who switch from Progressive to 21st save even more. Call 21st Century right now if you're near a phone, and really, who isn't these days? At 888-GET-2121, that's 888-GET-2121. Or visit 21st.com. 21st Century Auto Insurance. The same great coverage for less.
Thrilling, high energy, win big. At Scorit.com, winners can save up to 99% off retail price. Here's how it works. Scorit is a style of auction where you pay a small fee for each bid. When the bidding stops, the item sells, even if the price is a penny. And now, with Scorit's Own Today feature, you can compete for major discounts virtually risk-free, making Scorit the perfect entertainment shopping experience. So get started at Scorit. Sign up now and receive $10 in free bids. Scorit.com. You bid, you score.
Mitch Holthus back along with Sean Farnham and Lawrence, Kansas. It's 57-50 Kansas. They led by 19 at one point as Dan Munson's team has clawed back.
They've done it starting at the defensive end again, but look at the great job moving without the ball. Phelps puts himself in position, sneaks behind the back line. Good unselfish play, and TJ Robinson on the bench, he's looking at the scoreboard and he realizes a lead that was as large as 19 in the first half is now down to 7 with 13 minutes left to go.
Dan Munson, here's his quote. Listen, about his seniors playing on the road, they've played in major arenas all around America. They've felt the grind. Our guys feel like if they play to their ability, people will need to have the target on us, not the vice versa. So that's a little reverse swag here from Dan Munson. But you know, they did it at Pitt. Pitt had won 80 straight non-conference wins in November and December when Pitt led them and beat them wire to wire at the peak.
This is an impressive and seasoned group. In college basketball, you can never discount experience.
And you never can discount seniors. Tyshawn Taylor, his first 3 of the night when Kansas needed it the most.
With a huge second half, 20 points, majority of them coming from behind the arc against South Florida.
Thomas Robinson and Teahan had 30 in the first half. This half, they have yet to score. Robinson. Novacevic with some help defensively and a foul on Young. 3 on Young. Long Beach will not surrender in Lawrence.
I play hockey because I love it, and I couldn't see myself doing anything else. You form a lot of good bonds with your buddies, and you play the game of hockey just because you want it to be just fun and up and down. It's just an adrenaline rush, It's such a fast-paced game up and down the ice, and fans are on you, your teammates are with you, and it's just I love it. It's unbelievable.
Frustrated with tangled headphones? You have the music, but no way to share it. Built-in speakers are useless.
What do you get when you become a Citi Thank You Premier Card member? 50,000 thank you points when you spend $2,500. That's right, 50,000 thank you reward points. But what can you get with those 50,000 points?
I got this amazing flat screen TV.
For only 41,000 points, I got a kayak for weekends at the lake.
We used our points to get $500 in gift cards for our nephews.
In addition to 50,000 thank you points, you also get a companion airline ticket on us right away. And another airline ticket every year after that. Call 800-601-8823 now. Become a card member and earn 50,000 thank you points and airline tickets. And you'll also get our 0% introductory APR offer. Plus, no annual fee for the first year. There are no point caps, no expiration on points, and no blackout dates. Call 800-601-8823 today for your Citi Thank You Premier Card. Or visit citi.com/rewards.
And we can wonder why. We know we're not perfect, and we can laugh at our mistakes. When life overwhelms us, we can cry, and we can move mountains.
This is our final game of the Jimmy V week for Cancer Research Celebration. But you know what? The battle continues daily. It might be the biggest battle of our generation. The V Foundation awards 100% of direct donations and net proceeds of events to fund cancer research. You can log on to the V Foundation at jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V. Actually, I guess goes through tomorrow, but the battle continues. Jeff Withey back on the floor for Kansas and a missed free throw. By Anderson of Long Beach State.
Those are big misses for the free throw line. You're in a close game. You're trying to fight your way back in. You can ill afford to leave any points on the board. 1 of 2 is not good enough.
They're jumping in the passing lane. They almost did it the last time. And look out! Tomahawk! James Ennis. Ventura Highway.
A horrible pass by Kevin Young, but amazing athleticism from Long Beach State.
Back to 7 again. Long Beach State has been here before, and Taylor can't get this one. 49ers breaking out too soon, and it leads to a KU basket. They're going to wave it off and call basket interference on Jeff Withey.
That is a break for Long Beach State. Anderson and Robertson both were running down in the opposite direction. As the ball is up on the rim, the ball is already going down through the net when the rim had contact. Basket interference to call.
Bill Self did not like it, but now Long Beach State has been here. They missed a 3 from Ware to cut it to 4 earlier.
Awkward place for Casper to pick up his dribble.
Anderson, they are within 4 points. Larry Anderson, 48% from 3. Bill Self, upset with a variety of things.
One thing that you can't be upset about, though, is the effort from Long Beach State. I mean, Bill Self can look at his team and he can question what's going on, and he might not like all the calls, but what you need to look at right now is how the 49ers have grinded their way back into this game.
Long Beach State on a 12-3 run. We have said all night long, if you've been with us, let's take a look at a major moment here for the 49ers.
Well, there's a couple of them all partnered up. The lazy pass out in transition, up and away into the rim. And the swagger starts to come back a little bit. The offensive goaltending, and then the three-point shot from the outside. Great execution, collapsing the defense with a low dribble penetration in the paint, and a salute from Long Beach State.
Kansas had 51 points at halftime, Sean. We're at the 10:45 mark of the second half. They've had 9 second-half points.
I see the run of 12-3 run right now by the 49ers.
Taylor finds Robinson. He'll get free throws.
Taylor was really caught in no man's land when he left the floor. He only had one option, that was to dump it down to Thomas Robinson.
Diversevic picks up the foul. It's his 3rd.
Robinson still has yet to score in this half, looking for his first points here at the free throw line.
After he was perfect in the first 20 shots.
He is the heart and soul of this year's Kansas Jayhawks team. They are very strong shoulders, but he is carrying the load, and he will have to each and every night.
And there's several guys on this team that are going to have to log a lot of minutes all year. 6-point lead, Kansas. And a hand check on Teahan.
Well, prior to that hand check by Teahan, great execution in the half-court defense as far as understanding your scouting report. Phelps is not a perimeter shooter. He does not and has not attempted a three-pointer all year long. So when he caught the ball in the perimeter, Withey stayed back, clogged up the middle of the defense prior to kicking it out, and then eventually drawing the foul on the hand check.
And Long Beach State, Sean, is in the bonus for the rest of the night. And a foul on a strong rebound by Robinson. How strong are his hands? Nobody else was going to get that ball.
Well, in Long Beach State today, on that basket that they just missed, 2 out of the last 3 free throws that they've attempted, had to make 20 of 25 free throw attempts before they left the gym today, and they did it on their first attempt as a team. Missed free throws down the stretch at Montana cost them that game.
Had a close overtime loss, San Diego State, and a foul. Robinson is fouled by Eugene Phelps. 6 missed free throws tonight for Long Beach State, and they trail by 6. Robinson took another shot. He's limping again. Thomas Robinson, that is, for Kansas. No bonus yet for KU, so they'll put it in bounds underneath. Withey, they single. They some pay with his second half bucket. Bad pass, Ennis. Taylor trying to use the ball screen. Back to 10. And Dan Munson wants timeout. A 6-0 spurt by the 13th ranked team in the country puts him back up by 10.
Withey's done it with his blocks. He showed a little bit of toughness tonight. And they told me at halftime they're not going to bring the double team. They got the weak side loaded up with Robinson on that side. They don't want to have to bring the double on Withey. He makes them pay with the soft touch off the glass. That's one of the things Danny Manning has continued to do an excellent job with these bigs. And Thomas Robinson has talked to me about Danny Manning's impact as far as coaching these guys up. But every day at practice, he is yelling, instructing, teaching the bigs here on this KU roster. Very vital part of Bill Self's coaching staff.
And there's a long list of graduates from the Danny Manning Post School. Cole Aldrich might have been the most benefited the most from that. Withey, though, is nearing a triple-double. Long Beach has been able to answer it all night. Could have got another one in it. Good place to go. Is where they're missing the three.
Sometimes you have to expend so much energy just trying to climb back up the mountain and get back into the game.
Little block on Thomas Robinson. Phelps decides to shoot it with nowhere else to go.
I'd rather see him pump fake and try to draw some contact going towards the rim. Not who you want shooting the ball in that moment.
Relaford, decent look. Thomas Robinson starting to show a little fatigue here. Sean Terry, a little bit tired, kind of getting down the floor late. Another block by Withey, that's 9. He's one off the school record.
What a great performance by Jeff Withey underneath.
Lazy pass. And a foul by Teahan. Ware's going to the line. Foul on Teahan, his 3rd. But Jeff Withey tonight, Sean, has been changing him and blocking him.
Erase him, erase him, erase him. He could have a triple-double.
Taco Bell's epic new triple steak stack.
Hey, that's my steak.
Our greatest masterpiece yet. Triple the juicy, triple the tender, triple the all-new steak. The new triple steak stack. Now at Taco Bell.
I'm serious. We compare our direct rates side by side to find you a great deal, even if it's not with us.
Oh, that's helpful.
Well, our company does that too. Actually, we invented that. It's like a sauna in here.
Helping you save even if it's not with us. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
No más pantalones.
The Childress back with Sean Farnham in Lawrence, Kansas. Jeff Withey working on a triple-double for Kansas.
You know, he had his first career double-double earlier this year against Duke with 14 points and 10 rebounds. Tonight, he's been an eraser, 9 block shots already. He's got 8 points. He has 10 rebounds. He is well on his way to having a night to remember against Long Beach State. And in the second half, where you haven't had the best of halves from Teahan or Robinson after their tremendous start, Withey has been the guy that they have turned to.
We are checking on potential or triple doubles in KU history. There have been 4, we think, in Kansas history. Withey working on one. Cole Aldrich had one. Mentioned him earlier. B.H. Bourne, the pride of Medicine Lodge, Kansas, back in the early 50s. And then, of course, Wilt Chamberlain in his great career here at KU. He had 2 of them. And he's taking a shot to the face. What do you get for that? Ware's going to get free throws here for Long Beach State. This is 1-on-1. Ware's good at the line, 86%. In fact, he was 11 of 12 in an earlier game this year. That's his first point, though, shot in the second half.
And he was very good from deep in the first half. That late three-pointer kind of gave him a little bit of bounce going to the locker room, but the stars have not aligned right in the second half for him. So maybe you see sometimes when a shooter is struggling from the field, they get to the free throw line, they knock down a couple, they start to get themselves back into a rhythm.
Robinson working hard in the low post. Kansas trying to find it. Teahan, that's a rare 2, and he pops in his first second half points.
And Withey's not going to get any credit, but he should for the assist. He set 6 screens in that possession alone.
And a foul on Kansas inside. Nope, offensive foul. Terry Davis calls an offensive foul on Larry Anderson of the 49ers.
Time and time again, Long Beach State has had the opportunity to cut back into this lead, and turnovers, giving opportunities to Kansas, coming up with empty possessions is not the way to accomplish that.
Johnson trying to do something with the ball screen from Withey. And Kansas led by as many as 19 in this game.